And now, it's time for America's favorite psychopaths, Sergeant Grinder'S Suicide Squad. In our last installment of the Pentagon's Grit Grinder papers, we revealed how Sergeant Grinder and his squad met with an agent of the German underground, only to be confronted by a rival squad from the King's Grenadier Guards. In the fracas that followed, Grit solved the problem in his own characteristic way.
Sergeant, if we don't leave now, we'll be target practice for the Gestapo.
Okay, keep your shirt on. This ought to do it. Hey, take this, you limey leeches!
Oh my God, a hand grenade.
Well, you did say you were a bunch of grenadiers. Right, men, let's move out.
Sarge, you've just blown up a squad of British soldiers.
Yeah, well, that's payback for the Alamo.
But the Alamo was overrun by Mexico.
Yeah? Well, it's payback for Fort Sumter then.
Sarge, we must move quickly. There is an airstrip on the outskirts of the town where we have a plane waiting to fly you to England.
At least the mess back there will keep those Nazi nincompoops busy.
Oh shit! They're after us already! And they're on motorbikes with sidecars!
Hey, they ain't no Nazis. They ain't even soldiers.
Mamma mia, these nuns. They's much worse than Nazis.
There he is, girls! There's the pervert who stole my habit!
Oh, my head! My god, we're under attack!
My God is right! You'll regret you ever crossed the Sisters of Mercy!
What's that they're swinging around their heads? Like chains.
Nah, they're rosaries with a ball and chain on the end.
Shit, they'll kill us.
Here's the plane. Get in. Hurry.
Hey, wait a minute. That plane's got kraut markings.
Yeah, of course it has. How else can I fly you to England without being shot down by the Luftwaffe?
What do you mean you'll fly us? You're not old enough to wear long pants.
Sarge, our pilot is actually a...
Shit, I just got hit on the fucking head.
Ah! Yeah, me too! By a Bible, for God's sake!
Sergeant, just get in the plane. Unless you want to be castrated by a flying crucifix.
Hell no. I'd rather be tortured to death by the SS. Come on, man. Let's get on that plane.
Right, girls, back to the convent. Those postmen will think twice before they make another unscheduled pickup.
Right, I'm gonna get me some shut-eye. And any bastard who disturbs me is gonna get my boot so far up his clacker, he won't get the taste of the dubbing out of his mouth for a week. You get me?
Do you mind if I speak with you, Fraulein?
As long as you don't distract me while I fly this thing. We must be careful to avoid any Luftwaffe airbases.
I recognize you. Aren't you Countess Gerda Villain Stark? The distinguished test pilot, fated by Hitler and his cronies?
And yet here I am, working for the German underground. It's the perfect cover, wouldn't you say? Who would suspect a member of the Prussian aristocracy? A decorated pilot, a celebrity no less. Why would such a woman join the underground? Well, my friend, many of us could see what was coming for the fatherland. The lies, and the lies about the lies, the foolish childish exaggerations, the puerile boasting, the persecution of minorities, the branding of journalists as enemies of the people, the rallies, always those inane rallies, build the wall, lock them up, drain the swamp, and the crazy gesticulation, a national leader who looks like he's performing the chicken dance, but most of all, the moustache. Don't start me on the moustache. And what is it with the hair? Does anyone wear their hair like that? My apologies for ranting like this, but you Americans could never understand what it's like with a leader who is as crazy like the Führer. You are way too smart to ever vote for such a man. But tell me, what is it with your sergeant? It's as if he has never met a woman before.
I don't know. It's a mystery to us too. But tell me, Fräulein, we were expecting our contact at the inn to be a man.
Yeah, that was the plan. It was my lover who was meant to meet you there. But alas, he is dead.
Dead? What happened?
I don't know. His body was found in a toilet cubicle in Munich yesterday. No doubt he was shot by the Nazis. If I ever get my hands on those responsible, I will feed them into the propeller of my plane. This I swear.
Gee, it's suddenly very hot in here.
Will Gerda discover that Grit is the target for her vengeance? Will Grit ever figure out that Gerda is not the callow young lad he thinks she is? And what of the Führer's hair? Is it really stuck down with gel or spray? Find out in the next high-flying episode on Sergeant Grit Grinder's Suicide Squad! Grit Grinder's Suicide Squad was a miracle production. Remember, folks, if it's good, it's a miracle. You know, there's a tradition up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Tennessee. The good old boys all say that good things take time. And that's why we don't hurry about like them city folk. We let Old Grit Tennessee whiskey rest in our exclusive tar barrels for a whole week. Some folks ask us, what else makes Old Grit Tennessee whiskey so unique? Why, it ain't no secret. Spring water, exclusively selected from springs around Oak Ridge, Tennessee. As our chief distiller, old Jim Dandy, says, our water ain't the purest, but hey, it sure is the heaviest. And we guarantee the sourest mash in the whole of the US of A. So what does Old Grit Tennessee whiskey taste like? Shock and awe, according to that great American Sergeant Grit Grinder. As Grit himself says,
your larynx won't know what's hit it.
Old Grit Tennessee gulping whiskey. Your larynx won't know what's hit it.